Hey again, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. If you're new to my channel, I grow cut flowers in Zone 5A in Northwest Iowa. And today I'm just doing a few random projects that I thought would be fun to share with you guys. I am putting up a new grow shelf system. I ordered a new shelving unit and I'm going to be switching one current one out that I have and putting a new one up. So I thought maybe that would be fun to show you guys. I've been ordering some seed starting supplies, some new ones, so I thought I would share that with you guys. And then I have also been penciling out how many trays of each variety of all of my seeds I'm going to be starting. So I thought that might be fun to share with you guys too. I almost have my 2023 garden plan finalized, which I will be sharing the entire plan with you really soon. But I am almost done, I think, penciling out the different seed varieties. So I'll just share what I have so far with you guys. So I think the first thing I'm going to tackle is the shelving unit. So let me show you the one that I ordered. So this is the shelving unit that I'm going to be putting together today. It's from Home Depot. It is a 36-inch shelving unit. It's really similar to the one that I am currently using, except that one was not as deep. I think it was only 18 inches deep, and this one is 24 inches deep. So I'm going to be putting this where that one is, and then that one I'm going to move out into another spot. And just for reference, we are in my photography studio right now. This is my camera room, and this is where I do most of my work. This is where my garden is. And I think I'm gonna put the shelf just for seed starting right over here on this wall. And then once all those seeds are done, I can move it back out of the way. So just a little backstory too, if you are new to my channel, I have been a photographer and had my studio for 20 years, but I've been growing cut flowers for a few years now. And so most of my garden area is here on the land where my business is. And so I have part of my seed starting and grow light set up here, and then part of my seed starting and grow light set up at home. I do some of my flowers at home, but then we also do all of our vegetables at home too. So once I get all of my grow light setups ready to go for the season, I will give you a full tour of that too. But I'm just going to work on this part today and get these switched out because I'll probably start using these first. So I'm going to get started on putting this shelf together, and then I'll show you where it's going. So the shelving units together, that did not take me long at all, maybe 10 minutes or so. This is the old one, which I'm going to move and put against this wall. I need to get more grow lights for it, so I will have to finish assembling this another day. But let me take you into the room where that new shelf went, and I'll show you how I put my grow lights on there, and then that setup will be all ready to go. Okay, so we're back in the utility room of my studio. Not the biggest room, but it actually does work out really good. It stays nice and cool back here. The thermometer right now actually says 66 degrees, so that's really nice. You can see my fridge is right here. This is where I keep flowers that I have harvested, all of my tulips that I have harvested. Right now there's tulip bulbs in here. And then this is a shelf I just put together. So the one I took out of here was 36 inches wide, but it was only 18 inches deep. So it was really shallow. This one is 24 inches deep, which is way better. Just that 6 inches actually makes a huge difference. This is the size that I have at home. So I wanted to get a bigger size in here to hold more seed trays because I can fit 3 per shelf instead of 2 on here. And then that smaller shelf can live out there, and I'll put some extras out there, and that'll be just fine for overflow for the season. I also have my market tents in here. So let me show you the lights that I put on here. This is actually what I use. They're not grow lights. They're actually an LED shop light. Now these are 5,500 lumens. All the rest of them I have, I think, are either 4,000 or 5,000 lumens. It doesn't make a huge difference, but I always like to get around the 4,000 or 5,000 lumen. So these are some new ones I got because I needed a couple more. I'm gonna have to get 8 more for that shelf out there, but let me show you how I hang these up. All right, so this is what the light looks like. So it comes with a cord on one end, and then there's a plug-in on the other end, so you can connect all of your lights together, so you just have one cord going into the outlet. And then there's these little S hooks that hook into the light. The chain hooks onto that, and then I order these bigger S hooks from Amazon to hook into the other end of the chain, and then that is what hooks actually on the grow shelf to suspend the light. So these chains, you know, I can move the lights up and down according to how tall or short the seedlings are, which is really handy throughout the season. So I'm going to go ahead and hang this one up, and I put 2 shelves or 2 lights per shelf. And I try to put one towards the front and one towards the back, and then that lights the shelf evenly. And of course, I don't have any lights or seedlings up here, so this is just storage, but this works as really nice storage. Let me tell you, you can always use all the storage that you can get. So I'm just gonna hook one end of the S hook up here. Whoops, I just kicked over one of those lights. And then the other one. Right there. All right, so I don't have this plugged in, but then the drawstring is what turns the light on. Now, I also will be hooking up a timer to this grow shelf, and when I do my full grow shelf and lighting tour, I will show you guys how I have all of that hooked up. Those are on order, so I'm really excited to get those set up. I also have some new heat mats on order, so basically the only thing I've started right now is Lisianthus. So once February hits, I will need some additional space, so that's why I'm doing all this now. Okay, so I want to show you next some of the growing supplies that I ordered today, and then I'll show you how I've been penciling out how many seeds I'm roughly going to be starting this season. Okay, so I'm sitting at my desk in my office now, and so I wanted to share with you guys the different seed starting supplies that I ordered this morning, and then also go through the list that I have written down of the tentative amount of seeds that I'm going to be starting for each variety. So let me go through the seed starting supplies that I ordered first. And I should start off by saying I try to buy things locally whenever I can. We live in a very, very small town. We have a really nice hardware store in town, but the seed starting trays and supplies, I am not able to get there. I am able to get potting soil and those things in the spring, but for these kinds of things, I do order online. We do have a city about an hour away that has like the Lowe's and the Home Depot and those kind of things, but the specific trays that I want, it's just better to order online. So I first went on to Johnny's because that's where I ordered all of my trays from last year, and I put everything I wanted in my shopping cart, and I think my total was like $130, $140. And when it went to calculate the shipping cost was more than my products costed. Shipping was like $160. Which was insane to me, because usually it's if you are over $125 you get free shipping. Well, there was an extra surcharge for my seed trays, so I scratched that order. So I went on a website called Greenhouse Megastore, and I recently placed an order on there for Espoma products. So I knew that they had some seed trays. So that is where I ended up getting all of these seed trays, and I honestly think that I am going to like them better than the ones that I already had. And they were a really great price. So here is what I got, and I'll put pictures up on the screen as I go through these. So the size of cell tray that I was specifically looking for were the 72 cell trays, and on the Greenhouse website, these are called propagation trays, and they offered, I think, 4 or 5 different cell sizes, so like 38 cell, 72 cell, 128, I think those are what the sizes were. So I wanted to get the 72 cell tray. They come in packs of 10, so I got 2 packs of 10, so 20 of those. Then I needed the bottom trays that go under it. So those are called just the 10-20 trays. I purchased 1 10-pack of the heavy duty, and then I purchased 2 10-packs of the extra heavy duty, which I thought sounded interesting. sometimes those trays can get a little bit flimsy, and not knowing what strength their regular heavy duty were, I thought, you know, it won't hurt to have some that are really strong. So I got 20 of the extra heavy duty. They did have one level higher than that, and it showed this picture of a man like standing in the tray and the people were holding the tray, which I thought was hilarious, but I don't think I needed one that sturdy. So I got the propagation trays, the bottom watering trays with no drainage holes, which was very important. And then I needed the humidity domes. And so I purchased one 10-pack of the 2-inch high humidity domes. And these actually come with vents in the top, which I think could be really handy. So I think those will all be really, really nice. And then I ordered a couple extra pairs of gardening gloves because mine always get really, really gross after the year. And then since I was ordering, I got a couple more Espoma products. I ordered a 25-pound bag of the Biotone starter fertilizer because I'm currently out. And then I ordered I don't know what pound it is. I think it's 8-pound. The smaller bag of the Garden Tone, which we'll use in our vegetable garden at home. So that was my supply order this morning, and I'm really excited to see what these trays are like compared to the ones that I have. I think I'm really going to like them. So if any of you have used these specific trays from this website, let me know what you think of them. Okay, so I want to share with you guys the approximate list of the amount of trays and seeds that I am starting for all of my varieties. Now, I'm on my Photoshop here on my computer. I have diagrams made out of my main garden area, my hoop house planting area, and then the different beds that will be around the hoop house. And I will be sharing that very soon once I have all of that finalized. But to make sure that I have enough supplies and seeds and space for everything that I want to plant, I've just been penciling out on this random piece of paper how many trays or how many seeds of each variety that I want to start based on my bed space. So here is what I have come up with. And before I jump into this, I should mention I'm not going to put pictures up on the screen as I go through these. I will link in the description below the video I did with my seed haul for this year, which has pictures of most of the varieties that I'm growing if you want to see what they all look like. And I hope you guys aren't hearing too much background noise. My office window faces out onto the highway, and there are so many semis going by right now. So if you hear kind of a roar in the background, it's just traffic out on the highway. Anyway, Lysianthus, which I have already started. I started 500 seeds of those. I started those in the 200 cell trays. Those are the only ones I start in those small trays. And then I also have an order of 125 plugs ordered from Farmer Bailey. So those will come sometime in the spring. So in total, I should have, if all my seeds germinate, which I'm not betting on, at most 625 Lysianthus. I'm gonna guess at least 100 of those won't do good just because it's me. But we'll see. I just put one seed per cell, so we'll see how those goes. Okay, so snapdragons, one of my main early crops. I'm starting 5 trays of snapdragons this year. So roughly 360 snapdragons is what I need. I have 2 beds in my garden that are snapdragons. I also will be planting some in my hoop house. Stock, I am really trying to grow well this year. I'm going to be putting it in my garden and my hoop house. I'm going to start 1 tray of stock from seed, and then I ordered 2 125 plug trays, so 250 plugs from Farmer Bailey of stock. Okay, feverfew. One of my top 10 cut flowers from last year, which you guys probably have just watched that video. I'm also planting that in the garden and in the hoop house. So I'm going to be starting 2 trays of that, 1 right away, and then 1 maybe a little later as a succession planting. We'll see on that. I'll start 1 tray of celosia. And when I say 1 tray, these are all 72 trays. So 1 tray of celosia. I'm going to do 1.5 trays of status, and then that other half of that tray will be half ageratum. I want ageratum, but I don't want a ton of it, so that'll be a half tray. Then I'm going to start 4 trays of zinnias. Those will get planted out in the garden. Then a little bit later, I will direct sow some more zinnias. I'll start 2 trays of rudbeckia. I will start 1 tray of the Amazon dianthus. I have 2 different varieties I'm trying of that this year. The yarrow, I'm just going to start one of my 24 cell trays of that. Those are the Gardener Supply Grow Ease with the wicking mat. I used them last year and they were great. So I'm only starting 24 of yarrow because I planted a ton of yarrow last year out in my bed and they're perennials. So I just have one little area I want to finish filling in. So 24 plants will be plenty of that. Then I'll start 2 72 cell trays of Bupleurum. Bupleurum I will also succession plant later on. I'm going to do a 24 cell tray of the Fama White Pincushion flower, which should be a perennial in my area. A 24 cell tray of Cresspedia. A 24 cell tray of asters because I have horrible luck with asters. So again, I'm just going to try a small amount. You'll think this is funny. I'm going to start 3 Mahogany Splendor hibiscus. 3. They get huge. So 3 will be fine. I will start a 72 cell tray of Mountain Mint. Then in another 72 cell tray, I'm going to split it in thirds to try these out. Mignonette, Poor Man's Orchid, Honeywort. Petunias, I have not figured those out, but I'm doing petunias from seed for all of my window boxes and planters here at the business. I will start a 24 cell tray of some ornamental kale that I purchased. I'm going to start also 3 amaranth plants, which I know sounds hysterical. I had 2 last year and it was plenty, but I want to add one more just in case. So 3 large of the red spike amaranth. And then a 24 cell tray I'm going to split in half and do 12 marigolds and 12 gomphrena. That's about the amount I had last year. I did not use them all, so I'm just going to plant the same amount this year. So I have them, but I know I won't need more. Blushing Susie vines, I use those on a trellis that I have in my garden and for our downtown planters here at our main stoplight downtown. So Blushing Susie vine, I'll just do a 24 cell tray. A 72 tray of Strawflower, a 72 tray of Cosmos. I will also direct seed Cosmos. And then Echinacea. I have some Echinacea varieties I want to start, but I haven't written down the amount on those yet. That will kind of depend on how many spots I have left here and at home for perennials. So that is kind of a rundown of my list of everything I'm starting. And again, if you'd like to see the pictures of all of these varieties, I will link the seed video down below for my seed haul for everything I'm growing this year. Okay, you guys, so that's going to do it for this video. It was kind of a random one, but I thought I'm working on so many fun things today that I really want to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed what I am doing on this Friday. And I cannot wait to share my full garden plan with you probably in the next week or so. I'm so excited about all the added space in the garden, and I really want to show that to you guys because I think it's going to be a really fun year, and some of these new varieties that I'm growing, I cannot wait to see how they do as well. So anyway, I hope you're having a good day. Stay tuned for a lot more, and we'll see you soon.